Right. Sorry, Charlie from Rugby, I'm getting back to you now. Over the years, I've heard a lot of artists complain about the sounds of past records that they've made. How much control do you have in your material before it gets released? I have as much control as I want. Sometimes management will try and take that control out of my hands, which is what happened on the album, which I wrote driving the coast of Britain. Segue to that last question. I always get involved. I get involved in every level of what we're doing, from obviously the inception and writing of the songs, to the recording of the songs and teaching the arrangements, to the mixing of the songs, and then to the promotion of the songs. But it's something that I do. It's not something I'm obsessive about, because I still don't like recording by myself. I'd still rather record with someone else. So I'll never do demos by myself. I'll do very little by myself. I like to bounce off people. Now, that was a problem in the Wildhearts, because they didn't really want to involve themselves in the creative side. So that was always a bone of contention for me. I don't think they minded me writing all the songs and doing all that work, but I minded. So do I have a real, hard on for production? Not really. I like an album to sound like it's supposed to sound, but I'll give the producer a lot of leeway if I'm not worried about what they're doing. Jim Pinder mixed this last Wildhearts album, and all I said was, can we turn up that? Can we turn that down? Stuff like that. Dave Draper produced and mixed the Ghost in the Tanglewood type stuff, and I'm like, well, he's got the sounds right. I'm going to keep away. For the most part, I don't care about production, to be honest. That might shock a few people, but hear me out. If I hear a song by a band, I don't care what the band sound like. I don't care what the production's like on an album. And I don't even care how well they can play. I like the spirit of it. I like a good song. I like to feel that they're into it, that they're not just going down and trying to get their part done to computer standards. If you're time fucking quantizing your stuff, stop doing it. It sounds shit. If you're auto-tuning all your vocals, stop doing it. It sounds like shit. No one's going to give a fuck about your band if you're going to make everything sound like a computer, because it sounds like everybody else. So yeah, I don't really care about production. I'm not that bothered. I never have been. I don't know the difference between Queen 2 and the first Ramones album. I really don't. The first Ramones album sounds exactly like the first Ramones album. And that's always been my thing. Every time I release a record, someone's like, I hate that snare sound, I hate that vocal sound. And I'm like, I've literally no idea what you're talking about. What do you think of the song? I'm not of this time, but yeah, I don't really compare. I don't care about how things sound. I care that they sound like they're supposed to sound. B1000 by Guided by Voices, for example. What a perfect record. If you're going to listen to that album for the production, you're going to miss all of the good stuff. I rest my case. What's this one? Who's the best guitarist you've played with? And are there any songs that you can't sing anymore because you don't like the lyrics? Matthias Skepsted. Well, Matthias, or Matthias. Who's the best guitarist I've played with? What? Technically or for my stuff? Every guitar player comes with something. And I've played with some amazing technical players, like Ben Marsden is an incredible guitar player. Connie Bloom, incredible guitar player. Devin Townsend, incredible guitar player. But then, me and CJ used to make a really good sound together. I love playing with, the legends are great to play with. People like Warner Hodges and Steve Conte is a great guitar. Oh, what a fantastic guitar player he is. I'm fortunate to have played with a lot of really good guitar players, but I've got a terrible memory. And that's true. I've got a terrible memory, which means that I can't lie, because I'm shit at lying, because I keep forgetting what I'm supposed to be lying about. So I got to tell the truth. So having a terrible memory comes with bonus points. You've got to be honest, but it comes with negative points that you can't remember a lot of things you did. But I'm trying to think what other guitar players. Tell me what guitar players I've played with, because I'm struggling to remember. So if I've left someone off, Dragan's a great guitar player. He brings an energy that very few people bring. Who else have I played with? God, Tim Smith, Fuck, Tim Smith is an amazing guitar player, such an original guitar player. Give me some specifics. If I've left anyone off, give me some specifics. Write in and let me know what was it like playing with this person or with that person. Dan Baird's another really good one. Playing rhythm guitar with Dan Baird. He teaches you things about rhythm guitar that you didn't know. Dan Baird taught me a great country trick that I was kind of using before, but it's where the volume's all in your picking hand. It's pretty much in your thumb. So, you've got your 3 different volumes in your right hand, or your left hand if you play left-handed. And he taught me a lot about that, just watching him, not sitting down teaching me guitar, but just watching how he worked, how he dug in if you wanted more distortion. Little things like that you learn along the way. Does it bother you not to get the recognition that you really deserve as a songwriter or as a musician? And that is from Carl Oldham. Well, Carl, what do I look like? 2 pairs of glasses and fucking cat ears? I swear none of this is planned. Does it bother you I don't get the recognition? Right, okay, well, let me rephrase the answer. I come from South Shields. Now, where I come from, people don't get any recognition. Certainly don't get recognition as songwriters and musicians. There are none. I was the first musician that I'd heard of in Shields that moved from South Shields to go to London. What I was expecting when I was young, the kind of thing I was expecting was, a few people to say nice things, maybe play some gigs, maybe get some good support with a band. But from where I come from, what I've achieved is superstardom. I'm not an underachiever as far as I'm concerned. Plus, a lot of the people that I really respect are what you would call underachievers. People like Maria McKee. Maria McKee is a fantastic singer, fantastic writer, and didn't get the kind of accolades that Shania Twain got. Go figure. Fishbone. Now, you can't tell me that Red Hot Chili Peppers, who stole everything from Fishbone, are as good as Fishbone. They're not. They're far inferior, in my opinion, to most things. But compare Red Hot Chili Peppers, who got the big break, to Fishbone, who got no breaks. Fishbone destroy most other bands. They eat Red Hot Chili Peppers as a little aperitif before the starters. I love Jason and the Scorchers. I love Long Riders. I love, I've got a big list. I can't even think of them, but I should write it down. I have a huge list of people that are brilliant in my eyes. Richard Thompson. Every time there's a guitar player list, he's never mentioned. Richard Thompson is easily one of the best guitar players, but definitely the best folk guitar player or country or blues or whatever. An amazing songwriter, never gets any credit for being a songwriter. Does it matter to me? No, it doesn't. Pepe Marcello from Guitarists, possibly my favourite songwriter of all time. Do you even know who he is? Have you ever heard anything by him? To me, something like this means more than just writing songs and getting people to dance and stuff like that. Songwriting to me is first and foremost a way of getting stuff inside of you out of you. It's a form of expression first and foremost. It's a way of just freeing yourself from all of this fucking racket in your head. Secondly, it's a connection to people. And what I find with songwriting is if I connect with someone through a song, it doesn't matter if they know what the song's about or not. That connection makes it worthwhile for me to do. Makes me believe in what I'm doing. Now, this is going to reach some people and it's going to make them happy. It might make them dance. It might be the soundtrack to a good piss-up or a nice shag. Either way, it makes it worth doing for me. And then there's the third one, which is direct connection. Now, if I write a song that's specifically for something in my life, something I'm going through, and it connects to someone and they're going through the same thing, so it's directly from my heart to theirs, that's when this stops becoming a job or a hobby and it becomes a service. I feel like I'm being of service. If I'm writing about something like mental health and it touches someone on a very primal level, on a very personal level, if I've made one person who's struggling feel like they're not alone, fucking hell, that's success. That's all the success I will ever need. Would I like to be a millionaire? No, because if I wouldn't turn it down, but is it something that I care about? Back when we was a tip for the top and sabotaged it. Again, we'll keep all of them stories for other questions. But if I'd succeeded and I'd got millions and millions and we'd become Motley Crue, I would have died. I would have died. Look at the things that success does with people who have mental issues and a fondness for alcohol and drugs. Look at Chris Cornell. Look at Kurt Cobain. Look at Chester Bennington. You know, the list goes on and on and on. I'm still here. I'm still excited. And I'm still writing songs about my experience. I'm writing about the human condition. But it's only my experiences. But they're touching other people. I'm really excited about the next thing that's going to happen to me. That's success. That's success. I don't have a boss. That's success. I get to get out of bed whatever time I want, if Maggie lets me. And that's success. But being able to do this for all these years and be excited about the next thing that I'm doing, that really is, I got it. I won gold as far as I'm concerned. And I really mean that. How much time will we got here? Got 10 minutes left. A few more questions. All your albums are epic. Not true, but often sound very different and eclectic in style. Which album is your favourite and made you think that's a fucking belter? That's from no one, because it hasn't got a name on it. But I've got a name on the top of a piece of paper. It says Matthew Gale. So I presume that question is from Matthew Gale. Okay, I'll preface this one again with a little tale. The Wildhearts was supposed to have a second album, which was supposed to be a double album. This double album was going to invite a load of musical ideas, and then I was going to expand on those musical ideas. And the Wildhearts was just going to be a genreless kind of musical force that you are going to find it impossible to categorize. And I used to love the idea of what section in the record shops are they going to put it in. And of course, we ended up going down that thing, and you can find us in metal or whatever, hard rock. Which was never the plan. It was never the plan, but it was what happened. And no regrets, no regrets. But I would have tried all of these styles and all of these things, Mutation and Pessimist Companion and Halo, they would have all been Wildhearts albums. I'm the writer. You know, when people say, oh, that song, the latest Wildhearts single sounds like a solo song. Of course it fucking does. I'm writing it. But the styles are something completely different. I love music, and I love a lot of different types of music. I love Big Black every bit as much as I love Queen. So I like to make melodic, luscious, panoramic pop. I also like to make abrasive noise that's supposed to fuck people up. Or it's supposed to comfort fucked up people. I could never do one type of music. I think sometimes people expect the Wildhearts to be like a rock and roll band, a more traditional rock and roll band. I couldn't do it. If you've expected that from us, I'm sorry. I probably owe you some money, but you've got it wrong. Really wrong. I have no desire to have one style of music, and I don't for the rest of my life. Do I think that I nailed it on any of the albums? I've got lots of albums I'm proud of, but did I nail it? Like I say, the production thing gets in the way because I'm not really that into... Oh, Mutation, the third Mutation album. I think that one, we went in with a specific idea for that one, that it had to sound like a certain thing. And there were certain textures and tonality that we had to get really... I was working with Dave Draper on that one, and there was certain parts of the album that made him feel funny, not in a good way. He actually didn't like them. They were, disturbing to him. And that's when I knew that we had something. Wow, even the guy that's making the album is struggling with this album. And I thought that we really nailed it with that one. And then it came out, and it was kind of confirmed that we did nail it, in as much as it did annoy people, and not many people liked it. Job done. But I loved making that. I loved that whole process because it started in a very dark place with me and Scott Lee Andrews. We're both going through a lot of mental problems at the time. And we tried to capture, a lot of the time I try to capture the way I'm feeling in the music. And we captured, I think, the frustration and the annoyance of mental health problems getting in the way of fucking things up that should be fun. I think we got that, and I think it sounds like we got it. So yeah, the third one, Dark Black, that's right. I really enjoyed doing that one. I really think that we nailed the sound in my head to the sound in your ears. And there's been a lot of albums that I've really enjoyed. I love doing 555 because I thought that was just really well done. I really enjoyed doing the first Hey Hello album because it played on everything, and I mixed that one and produced that one with Russ Russell, and I thought we had a great album there. And it was a style that Russ definitely wasn't used to. Now, and it was thick and it was, noisy, and then we both went away, and I left it for a bit, and then I got the test pressings. And it was just so weird sounding, so big and clumpy. And I called Russ and I said, Russ, how are you doing? And he went, oh, I'm working on another one, black metal or speed metal or one of these things that's really thin sounding. And those bands have got to be thin because there's so much going on. And I said, what do you think of the mix of the master of the Hey Hello album? And he's like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because it was so different than what he was doing. And it was so different than what I was doing next. Can't remember what that was, but I'm always an album ahead. But I love that because that album fucked me up. That album was just like, whoa, this must be what... We enjoyed doing this and we were really happy with it. But it was done quick as well. That was another great thing about making that album. So, yeah, if I was to name 3 bands, albums I think we got it right on, it would be Hey Hello, 555, and Mutation Dark Black. And also I loved Endless Nameless. I still love Endless Nameless, but I gather that a lot of people don't, and I understand and I get it, but it's okay. This has been me, Ginger Wildheart, with another Ask Ginger. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this sunshine hasn't fucked with you too much. Oh, look at that. I can go back now. The sun's all over me. Oh, it's annoying. Anyway, I've enjoyed this. I enjoy doing these actually. They're nice. It really flies by, which bodes well for the future. But thank you for listening in, and I'll speak to you again very soon.